Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about jQuery and specifically accessing and traversing the DOM. So let's get into that and start by talking about what is the DOM. The DOM is the document object model, and that is how a browser views a website. So we write our code, and then the browser behind the scenes views it in this tree format, almost like a family tree, where we talk about parents and children and siblings. For example, head and body are siblings, HTML is their parent, they are children of the HTML tag. So it works just like a family tree. And then jQuery provides us with methods to kind of navigate our way through the document, which means we can get in here and we can move over here and move our way down and access different pieces of it. It becomes really important when we want to uh, add HTML elements or uh, delete HTML elements on the fly with our jQuery. We've talked about this before, how to enter the DOM in jQuery, how to get into the document. We've got four ways mainly. We can get in at the document, which is the root tag. We can get in by a tag name, which gives us a list of all elements for that tag name. We can get in with a class, which gives us all elements for that class, or we can get in with an ID. Accessing with an ID is ideal. It gets us right to the point of where we want to be every time, but it's unrealistic to think that every HTML tag that we write, both original or generated from on the fly, is going to have an ID tag. That's an ID attribute. It's just a little too much to ask. So that brings us to how we're going to navigate the DOM. As I said before, we're going to be altering this. We're going to be adding things and deleting things, things being HTML tags live. So far, we've just changed the content of them or changed the style of them. Now we're going to be creating new HTML tags that weren't there before or deleting HTML tags that were there. So we'll be talking about children, siblings, parent, first, last, next, previous, and the find methods in this lecture. So let's start with parent. Parent is the easiest. Every DOM element has exactly one parent. It can't have two. So whenever we go up the chain, we're going to find one parent. So when we do the code, gets the immediate parent of an element. So when we're in the DOM, as we said, it only has one parent. So if I'm at title and I call parent, I end up at head. If I'm at head and I call parent, I end up at HTML. Children then goes the other direction. The difference is that when we call children, we get a list of children because an element can have multiple children. For example, HTML has head and body. Body has H1 and UL. UL has both of these LIs, may have even more LIs. So when we call children, we get a list of all the elements, kind of like when we go in and get a list of all the div tags or something like that. If I want to iterate over those, if I want to loop across that entire list, jQuery provides us with an each function. So list.each function. And then we're using that keyword this, referring to the element that we're currently on. And I'm going to change each one to blue. So if I do body children, uh, first time this is going to be the H1, it's going to turn that blue. The second time this is going to be the UL, it's going to turn that blue. Siblings then is the concept of nodes that are on the same level with the same parent. So head and body are siblings. H1 and UL are siblings. LI and LI are siblings. However, H1 and title are not siblings. They're on the same level, but they don't have the same parent. Once again, siblings will give us a list of all of the siblings. And then if I want to iterate over them, I can use that each function again. Find is a really great tool that we have. So if I go to enter the DOM at the body and I find LI, it's going to go into the body and it's going to find all of the LI tags. Now I've got a list of those I can use in each there as well. So that's a really great tool for us. First and last help us navigate the lists. So if I do that body find LI, I'm going to get the list of these LIs. If I say find LI dot first, I'm going to get the first one in that list. If I say find LI dot last, I'm going to get the last LI in that list. Next and Preve do the same thing. They help us navigate through lists. It's going to be a little hard to tell in this example, because I don't have any more than two children anywhere. But if I do body.children.first, that takes me to here, .next takes me to there. Body.children.last takes me to here, .prev takes me to that H1. So we're using these to navigate our way through the document. So let's take a look at some code here. So I have a really simple web page here. It's got an H1, it's got two main divs. Each of those has an H2 and some text in them. It's about accessing the DOM and about modifying the DOM, and then there's a button down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve some problems in here. But before we get to that, I want to talk about as we're learning to navigate some tools that we have at our disposal. The first tool that we have at our disposal while we're learning to work inside the DOM is the inspector. So if I come over to this page and I inspect, you can see here that the inspector gives us the page kind of in the DOM tree view. So here's HTML. It has two children. They are head and body. They are siblings because they're on the same level with the same parent. If I open up head, I've got title, style, and script, three children. If I open up body, I've got an H1, a div, a div, a div, and two script tags. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children of the body tag. So that's one way that's going to help us understand how the DOM works. The other way is going to be the use of, let me just drag these correctly, thanks. The other way is going to be the use of a prop tag name. So for example, if I do alert, I enter DOM at the document root, and I say prop tag name, I do that as an alert, then it says undefined. What it's getting when I do enter the document is this doc type command. Now, if I do that document dot children dot first dot prop tag name, now I've got the HTML tag. And if I do dot children dot first again, get the list of children of the HTML tag. The first of those children is going to be the head tag. And so now it says I'm at the head tag. So this prop tag name is something that's really helpful to us. So the first one says, all right, enter the document at the root and navigate to the title tag. Alert the title tag name. Do not use a find. So it's just a step further than we just went. We're going to alert. We're going to enter at the document. And we're going to get children dot first, which takes us to HTML. Children dot first, which takes us to head. Children dot first, which should take us to the title tag. Prop tag name. That should pop up title if I've done it correctly. Oh, prop tag name ends that. I think that's it there. All right, let's take a look and make this a little bigger. Oh, that's not commented out all the way. That's my problem. Here we go. All right, so there it is. That's our title tag. I'm going to comment these out as we go so we don't keep getting alerts. The next one says enter the document at the head tag and use a find to locate the title and alert its contents. So I'm going to enter at the head tag, and since there's only one head tag, I don't have to worry about a list. Then I'm going to do a find the title tag, and then I'm going to get its contents, which is something that we've been doing anyway. So just an HTML or a text call. And then I'm going to wrap all of that in an alert. It tells me JavaScript DOM page, which is the title of the page. If I'm not having success with that, then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do this and I'll say dot prop tag name just to make sure that I'm at the correct tag before I replace that with my get HTML command, right? So that's the second one. Next, click on one of the list items and have it change the text color of the paragraph one to div. Do not use an ID, use the DOM traversals. So let's come up and take a look at this. And I'm going to, so when I'm clicking on one of these list items, the parent of that list item is a UL, and the parent of that UL is div paragraph one. Same thing down here. The parent of this LI is that UL. The parent of this UL is div paragraph one. So if I click on one of those and find its parent and find its parent, then I've got what I'm looking for. So here we go. We're going to go with, we're going to find the thing that we've clicked on. So first off, I need a click action. So we're going to say li click. And we're going to say, all right, well, when I click on one of those LIs, I want to get the one that I clicked on. So I'm going to use the this keyword. And I'm going to find its parent. And I'm going to find its parent. And then I'm going to go attribute ID just to make sure that I'm in the right spot. And so let's alert that. It should tell me paragraph one. There it is, paragraph one. So good. So I'm in the right spot. So now I can get rid of that alert. And instead of doing attribute ID, I'm going to do add class red because I don't know if you saw it, but at the top of the page, I've got a red class already written. So now what happens is when I click on one of these, it turns that whole paragraph red. Doesn't matter which list it's in, it turns the entire paragraph red for me. Okay, so that's that one. Let's comment that out. Access the H1 node in the body and alter the text to have DOM in all uppercase. So right now you'll see it says accessing and modifying the DOM, and that's in mixed case. It would be nice, and I could use string functions to go in and just get that part of it. I'm just going to replace it all. So it's asking me to access the H1 node. There's only one H1 node, so I'm going to go into it the easy way. I'm just going to get to it. Again, if you have something with an ID, that's the easy way to get to it. And I'm going to change the HTML to just say accessing slash modifying DOM. Again, I could use JavaScript string methods, and that happens immediately. So I'm just doing this kind of the quick way right now. All right, three more. Access the paragraph one element, it's got an ID, and set the style attribute to be a background color of black with a text color of white. All right, so this is just things that we've done before. I'm getting the ID of paragraph one, and we're going to do some CSS here. And in the CSS, I'm going to do background color black. And then CSS color white. So we've got that taken care of. Not a lot of traversing there. Using alert, display the number of div tags in the document. Okay, so again, remembering that when we do this, I'm getting a list of all the div tags. So if I do that dot length and I alert that, that tells me how many div tags there were. There are three of them. Now, one of the other things that I could do is I could go through and I could just alert each of them because once again, This gives me a list, and I can run that each function. And so I can just alert, I want to alert their content. I can do this dot HTML as an alert. So first it's going to show me how many there are, and then it's going to show me the content of each of them. So 3, first one has accessing the DOM, the second one has modifying the DOM, and the third one just has an input button inside of it. So, this is the answer to the question here, but then this is me being able to cycle through using that each function to get to it. Okay, let me comment this out. Now, finally, compile and alert a list of the children of the head tag. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make a variable called list, which is equal to an array, because I want to alert. Oh, I don't even actually have to do that. We can do this in a better way. If I just do, let's see, if I do this dot children, that's my list. Okay, but I don't have direct access to it. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to do dot each and run a function here. And with that function, what we're going to do is we're going to alert this dot prop tag name, right? And so now I'm going to go through this list, and for everything in there, while I'm on it, I'm going to alert the tag name of that child. So here we go. I've got title, style, script, and that's it. So those are my 3 children of the head tag. Here they are again: title, style, and script. Okay. So let's come back into our presentation, and we'll kind of wrap this up here. Here's a practice problem for you. I'll post a solution to this in another video. Taking this taking this code, complete the tasks outlined in the code. You may not add any HTML or CSS. That means you can't add attributes, you can't add IDs. So there's going to be there's a green button right here, and I want you to get rid of this span just by hiding it. And then there's a red button here, and when you click this red button, I want you to get rid of this div by hiding it. Of course, there's a link here to the web page for more info, and a link here for more practice. When you're doing these practice problems, these are level 1 only practice problems. Level 2 and level 3 are for the next lessons. So work on those, and I'll talk to you next time.